All right, John, let's roll back the clock.
Oh, that's
for a moment.
That's not hard to do. There's a lot of clock for me to roll back to.
You're 13 years old.
Uh-huh.
And you have just joined the band, and I want to get this right, Vinegar Hills hometown band, something different. Something to that effect.
I can't believe you've done your homework.
Did some homework.
Wow. Yes, exactly.
Okay. That leads me into my question, which is, at that time, did you see yourself embarking on a musical journey that would last more than 50 years?
No. No, I thought it was going to be a fun hobby. And just the fact that I actually became a professional because the women, the women's club paid me $50 or something. That was my first professional job. And no, absolutely not. I thought I was going to be an astronaut.
You did? Okay. So what type of music did that band play? There was a lot of covers?
Rock and roll. Yeah. Oh, back then, that's all there was. I mean, I was a kid. I didn't make music. Now, granted, there are that do, and they're called geniuses, but I just enjoyed the sounds of what was going on at the time, and was excited to find other guys that could do the same thing with me, and just it was fun. It was just fun.
Well, you're a teenager, right?
Yeah, and I just and on top of that, it made me special. What can you say?
Did you have any original songs, or was it all covers?
Oh no,
all covers.
Original didn't come until I graduated from college.
Speaking of college, you mentioned just a minute ago you wanted to work for NASA or something to the fact, and also in doing some research, and I knew this already, but you have a degree in civil engineering. What were your plans for that? Or did you just get the degree to keep your parents happy while you pursued music? I mean, what did that look like? B? Was it B? Okay.
Yeah, basically, I didn't know what I was going to do. I knew that I wanted to get a degree because that's the only thing my parents asked me to do. And I thought my dad was a civil engineer. So I went in as an astronautical engineer. But about that time, the space program just collapsed. And these these engineers were pumping gas, delivering groceries. I'm going, why should I go so specific that when the program collapses, I have to deliver groceries? So I went from very specific to as general as I could think. I was either mechanical or civil, and I thought my dad was a civil. So I went to civil engineering, found out I got a degree in civil. I said, well, Dad, I got a degree, like yours. So I'm a mechanical engineer. I'm going, oh, you got to be kidding me.
Well, the family's diversified now.
Amen, yep.
Yeah. For someone who's never heard a John Schlitt record or a Petra album, how would you describe your music to someone? I
would describe it very exciting music, singing about the most exciting subject in the history of mankind. I think that's the simplest way to put it. I've always thought rock and roll is a very exciting music. And again, Christ you can't get more exciting than that.
Oh, no, you're absolutely right. Has your music evolved over the years into something that's different from what you thought it was going to be or what you originally intended?
Actually, not really. Not really. It's the sounds have changed. You progressed as much as you can as far as the new current sounds. But one of the things about Petra was we knew we were labeled a rock band, and we were very excited about that. But so we never ventured too far away from that 70s sound, but always using the newest techniques and stuff. And because we were honest with our message and we were honest with our style. And like my newest record, it sounds, it's a 70s, 80s type of sound. In fact, we purposely went back to the 70s sound of the 70s style with the current sounds of today, just as Petra did, because it's really, to me, it's honesty. It's what I'm about. It's my sound. It's what my voice sounds like, and to try to be something like a pop artist or something, that would be a waste of my time. It'd be dishonest. And I don't think true pop people would see it as anything exciting because they could sense that it was phony.
Right. So, I mean, you've been in bands, you've been a solo artist.
Yes.
Now, as talking about your music, in a band, you've got many voices trying to speak into it. As a solo artist, you're your own person for the most part. Maybe your producer has some input. Which of those do you prefer?
Oh.
Or maybe they're equally...
Well, no, actually, I really enjoyed the band part because all I had to do was sing.
Okay.
I had writers. I mean, the band, every band I've been part of have always had major writers. And so I just concentrated on delivering it in the studio and live. And I have to say, I was sort of lazy. When I became when I came a solo artist, I remember the first solo record was called Shake, and I was responsible for everything. Now, granted, I had the best musicians in Nashville doing it, which helped. It was scary, but you get used to that responsibility, and all of a sudden you have more of an ownership to it, and you know exactly, the word. A lot of times the words that you're singing were the words that came out of your heart, and it was cool. And so I would say probably I liked the owning my own band now. I did go out with tracks for a while, and that was okay, but it's just not the same. I want a band that can excite people. I can only excite so many people with tracks and me jumping around on stage. So I think my preference now is to have my own band and my own music.
Okay. So what drives your songwriting these days? What types of topics draw you in to want to write about?
Oh boy, there's so many.
It's probably all over the map.
Yeah, there's so many needs. It sort of changes daily in some ways. Like with the newest record, Go, I just started writing songs. I had an inkling that I knew that I wanted to inspire, get the church a little more active than what going to church. I'm like watching people that sort of sit. It feels like they're just sitting in a comfy zone. They go through their paces and they feel good about themselves and they leave. And we don't see a lot of evangelism right now. And I really feel that there's, as one of my songs said, the field is much and the workers are few. I mean, it's also in the word. And I think that message needed to get out, and that's sort of how it all developed. And then the final song of my newest was the title cut, sort of putting all together.
Well, the title is Go.
Yes.
I mean, that's an action verb for
Yes.
sure. So,
Amen.
and that's what you're
Yep.
what you're writing about. So that's great. I think I mentioned this to you before the last time we chatted, but here goes. Your last album, or not your last album, it was the Greater Cause
Yes.
album, is currently stuck in my car's CD player.
Praise God.
I can't get it out. It's been there for several years, and whenever I want to listen to a CD in my car, I listen to yours because it's the only one I can listen to.
So is that a blessing or a curse?
Well, my question to you, John, is what does this mean? That I'm supposed to keep you close wherever I drive, or what?
I think God's got some things He wants to say.
I mean, it's a great album. I love the album.
No,
but
I mean, like Hope That Saves the World, Take Me Home, or even my wife's song, Dorla song, The Gift.
yes, I know the content very
those are
well.
beautiful. And they say a lot, and I'm
They
glad.
do.
I'm glad
They really
that
do.
you. I'm glad that you're listening.
I'm glad it's stuck in my CD player.
I'm sorry that your
okay.
CD player is broken, but what a way to break.
There can be a lot worse things stuck in
Amen.
my CD player. So
Amen.
I'm thankful that it's your album.
I'm
in
so
there.
glad.
So, and if I ever go to sell the car, the new owner will have a wonderful, 10 or 12 tracks to listen to.
Amen. I love it.
Amen. Changing gears a little bit, you've been in the contemporary Christian music industry for, 35 years, maybe more.
Yeah.
What changes have you seen from the time you first joined Petra to now? I mean, has it changed a lot?
Well, technology has changed. Back in the beginning, you could actually make a living on selling CDs. That was taken away. The skill factor of the artist today are always progressing. They're better and better and better than the instruments they have to use now. The digital stuff means you can be very professional with a whole lot less.
Oh yeah, you can make an album on your laptop computer.
And it is excellent because it's digital. So that gives a lot of people the chance to become pros that wouldn't have been before. So I guess you asked the change. Well, I will say that the musicianship, the producing, all that has gotten better because of more options, more opportunities. I think when I was doing my music that was getting played on radio, it was more of a evangelistic type of direction.
Sure.
Now I think everything's concentrated. The radio stations are playing stuff that's basic praise and worship, which to me is just edifying of the body. I miss Christian radio station playing evangelistic type of music. In other words, music that wouldn't just be played in Christian radio, would be played in secular radio. If that has more of a Jesus is Lord. Come, this is our message. Don't be afraid. Instead of aren't you glad you're saved? It's just
right.
I mean, which is needed, but I think if there was a change for me, it was I totally concentrate on evangelism, and now it seems like there's more interest in edification.
Gotcha. Good. That's good stuff. So you're now, I don't know if anyone's told you this, but you're now in your 70s.
Oh, darn it. I thought I was, but now you had to say it. Thanks a lot.
So what do the next 5 to 10 years look like for you? I mean, is the plan to keep on rocking for Jesus, or are you going to ride off into the sunset at some point?
Why should I do that? I can see the sunset anywhere. Actually,
I hope you picked the first.
There's no such thing as retirement in the Word. And as long as God allows me to have the voice I have and the opportunities that open, any door that opens, I should be walking through it, because our main commission was tell the world about Christ. And if I can do it through music, if I can do another record, if I do another CD, which I would like to, I think, I need to get this one out finally after COVID. Right. But when it's finished, I'm hoping that there's another already in the makings, and we'll just see where it takes me.
So you've got a lot of mileage on those distinctive vocal cords at this point. What do you do to keep your voice fresh?
Everything I'm not supposed to.
Okay.
It is totally a gift from God. It's nothing I ever tried to create or save or fix. I drink, as you well know, I drink a Diet Coke, which you're not supposed to do. I have a big glass of ice when I'm in my comfort zone, which is not supposed to do. It's just, in fact, I went to a voice specialist when I was getting ready to do one of Petra's records. We were changing producers, and this producer was known for really being hard on singers. So I went to a voice specialist to make sure I was in good shape. And I finally said, I do this, I do that, all the things I'm not supposed to do. He says, has it worked for you? I said, yeah. He says, then don't change. I said, okay.
Before you go, I want to play a quick little game with you.
Oh, boy. These games, I get in trouble for.
I probably should have prepared you for it a little bit, but I find that it's better, the spontaneity
okay.
often
Sounds
works
good.
better. Okay. And these are easy questions. What music is stuck in auto replay for you these days? What music are you listening to that you like, man, this is great, I love it?
Actually, classic Christian rock.
An example of that would be Petra, obviously, but beyond Petra.
Actually, Petra, not necessarily, but yeah, some of the old Petra stuff.
Like, I'm trying to think, Barren Cross.
Yes, Barren Cross, Striper.
Love Striper.
Yeah, Striper. The stuff that's, I hate to use this word, Spotify.
Okay.
I don't put CDs in my car or I just listen to Spotify, which gives me a chance to hear stuff that I didn't even know existed. And I actually really enjoy that. Now there's some groups that they start and I fast forward because they're not that good.
Right.
But when I find the stuff that's really well done and has a message that I totally agree with, actually I need to be edified. I need to be encouraged.
Sure.
I don't know if it's edification, but I need to be reminded what I'm doing it for. And I love being very competitive. And I hear this, oh my gosh, this was done 20 years ago. I love this now. I want to do something like that. So it's, I think if there's a music that I really enjoy, it's classic Christian rock, and it would be in Petra and Whiteheart. Res Band.
Love Res Band.
Yeah.
Saw them when I was in high school. They were great. I just saw Striper in conference, and maybe we had in concert just before COVID hit.
Yes.
And man, those guys can still bring the heat.
Mike
My goodness.
sings great. He and Oz, their double guitar playing
wonderful.
is phenomenal. I love it. Now, would I say that it's my favorite music style. Not necessarily, but I sure appreciate their talents.
Yeah, they're awesome. They're great. Okay, next question.
Go for it.
Any movies you've seen recently that you really loved and would recommend?
Wow. Yeah, there was.
Or maybe you're not a movie buff.
Oh, no, I'm a movie buff.
You are? Okay.
I love going, because I love the popcorn with a lot of butter. Come on. That's
To go with your Diet Coke.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, giant Diet Coke and a gigantic thing of popcorn with a lot of butter. Actually, Billy Smiley called me. Said, John, I'm done in the studio at like 11, and they got it, or 10. It's the last of Spider-Man, newest Spider-Man.
The new Spider-Man movie, yeah.
I love those I love sci-fi and a lot of action at a movie house, so big screen. So that would be the one.
Okay, that's great. Final question for you, and this is not part of the game. So, and that is, after people have listened to your songs, your albums, maybe see you in concert somewhere, what would you like your audience to get out of that experience? I mean, what's your greatest hope for your music?
I want their lives to change. I want them to know that Jesus Christ is Lord and has a plan for their lives. I want to see a change. If they're not Christian, I want to see a change. If they are Christian, I want to see a change. I want them to get I want them to get even more bold. Really, to me, that's what my music's about now. I've been there, done it. I was with Head East doing the me thing where, it's all about me. It's all about me. Give me a good time. And then with Petra, I learned a lot there. I got to see amazing things happen through the 20 years I was part of that. And then as a solo artist, as you said, I'm getting older. What am I supposed to do? I'll tell you what, I still got the chops, and as long as I got them, I'm going to use this music to, which is a gift from God. Every time I open my mouth and I still hit the high notes, that's a gift from God. Every time I play with amazing musicians, that's a gift from God. He's allowed me to join with them. And I'm able to, as a group, deliver some class stuff that no one's going to say it's second rate. Right. They may not agree with the message, but no one's ever going to say that this is rinky-dink or whatever. And that's an honor. That's an opportunity that God's allowed me to be part of. So what do I do with it? I bring a message that I pray will help change lives towards Christ.
Good stuff. Fantastic. Thank you. Appreciate it.
My pleasure, buddy, all the time.